Chances are, if you're in this town long enough, you're going to meet someone who thinks they've got an unbeatable brain when it comes to calculating sports odds. Well, IBM has a few brains of their own. They've used them to build new technologies, including artificial intelligence, that are revolutionizing the way that players, coaches, and fans experience the game of tennis. That's just the start of it as well. Noah Syken, he's the VP of IBM's Sports and Entertainment Partnerships. He joins us now. How are you, buddy?
Very good, Sean. Thanks for having me.
I'm thinking back in the years, all right, IBM, you got Deep Blue playing chess years and years ago. You had Watson playing Jeopardy, and now you're using AI to just make tennis go to the next level. How are you doing this?
Yeah, so we bring AI to all of our partners, and we really help them think about how to get the most out of their data. And so at the U.S. Open, as an example, we're thinking about highlights and highlight clipping. And so there's 14 matches going on simultaneously at any given moment.
Yeah.
And we're watching all of those with Watson. And so we've taught Watson what tennis is, what an ace is, what a break point is, what are those pivotal moments in the match. We've taught Watson to listen for crowd noise. We've taught him to watch for fist pumps and smiles and frowns from the players, and we score every single point of the U.S. Open on the overall excitement based on those dimensions.
Wow.
And then we allow the USTA to deliver those highlights to fans as quickly as possible.
That is pretty ridiculous. That's awesome. This could be used for something like golf, too, because if there's so many different holes or so many different matches going on at once, my goodness, you need a lot of people looking at a lot of footage, or you can use technology to kind of do it for you.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned golf, and so we partner with the Masters as well, and there's over 20,000 golf shots during the Masters, and we used AI to create rounds in 3 minutes. So we scored, we taught Watson golf, we taught all the dimensions of a birdie, a bogey, an eagle, etc. And we put rounds in 3 minute packages together for all the players at the Masters using AI.
That is pretty amazing. What upcoming sports events will IBM be partnering with? Where will we be able to see your work?
Yeah, so we mentioned the U.S. Open, but also football season's right around the corner here, and we work with ESPN to bring AI to their fantasy sports application. So if you're a user of that app, you're going to be able to get boom and bust predictions from Watson for each player in the league. And we update that every single day. Watson goes out and reads 3,000 sources of information overnight, every night, to give fans the best information, the best context, and the best insight to make their predictions.
Yes, I've actually played ESPN Fantasy, and I've seen those numbers. I'm like, okay, there's just a guy that's punching in numbers in the back. No, this is actually a computer doing all this stuff for you. It's how many years of technology and of research did it take to get to this point?
Well, we've been partnering with sports organizations for over 50 years at this point. We actually started to bring technology to the Olympics in the 60s, and we've been really bringing many organizations forward through the different waves of technology over decades of time.
So what is next? I mean, what's next for the future of sports and tech kind of converging like this?
Sure. So we see coaches and players, they want to get their hands on this technology as well. In the context of the U.S. Open, as an example, the coaches want to spend more time coaching, less time watching video. And so we put together the coaching advisor for USTA coaches. Watson's watching all of the up-and-coming players and even some of the current players, and actually scoring them on their physiological load. How much energy are they putting into the match, and how are they performing at different energy levels? And so coaches and players want to be able to tap into these resources to win more, to perform more, to generate more revenue, income, et cetera, sponsorships for their players.
Yeah, going back to the tape is a big thing. I know there was a Red Sox player recently. His batting average is through the roof now, but it took months of looking at the tape to realize just the way he was taking his foot, where he was placing his foot on the swing. That made all the difference for him, and maybe they could have figured that out in about 10 minutes with your computers. It would have been pretty nice.
Exactly.
Really quickly, I'm in this fantasy football league, and I might as well, no one else is interviewing you here at the station. Who should I be picking? Do you have any hot takes for me, or am I just going to have to do this myself?
Well, I would recommend that you go to the ESPN Fantasy Football app for those kinds of insights.
There we go. Fair enough.
I'm a New Yorker, so I might have some New York favoritism. I'm not sure.
Jets or Giants?
Both.
Well, both. Man, you're a masochist. It's great to have you, my friend. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
All right. They are meeting at the corner of sports and technology. To learn more about the AI and how it's changing the face of sports for all involved, visit IBM.com/sports. IBM, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blank.